has nothing to do with film reviews.
What I'm gonna do right now is actually I want to ask you: did you have any problem regarding the work because of your teachers, or we know now what you had problems with the actors? I want to know if you had more problems, teachers, other crew, basically that.
So teachers, my patron was a Slovenian teacher. His name is Miha Vipotner, and he's worship Miha. He's like so understanding. He knows everything that I went
He's
through.
one of the few good teachers.
I like European people. They are just because they don't like bring the Lebanese vibe into like they give you the business side of your of my short film. Like
All
he
straight
told,
to the point. That's it.
yeah. That's Miha's work.
Especially that you're students, but they're trying to get you into the real world where.
Is that a cat?
I think.
Kitty cat.
Where you're going to be showing your film to somebody who has no idea what happens in the cinema industry. They could be, I don't know what the hell they studied in university, or they could be old people, I don't know. But they're going to say, it's a nice film or it's a bad film. They're not going to say, oh, this... you probably went through a lot of trouble in this scene, especially said, they're not going to say that. But at the same time, this is your passing grade, and these are... Are you me right now?
I hate cats.
Should I go take care of that?
Put up your pants.
Yeah, anyways, now what Georges was also saying is the jury was quote unquote unjust because they didn't take into consideration the technical aspect of the film. They just said story's bad. It's bad, quote unquote, according to them.
Storytelling.
Yeah, you have to tell a story, but we're cinema students. They disregarded all of that, and they just focused on the story and all that. Now that's just my opinion. Some people might say, no, you're a cinema student, you need to be a director.
No, I do remember
exactly,
Yeah.
Was it in
I
your
think-
first short film when you once asked me to act? You told me that the teacher told you, yeah, you can use any sort of subject, and when you gave comedy, he got pissed at it.
Yes.
That's one of the
in my
problems.
first year, I actually made like one exercise for just directing something. They just gave a script and we just directed it. They said you could do whatever you want with it, but after a while, I'm really much into humor. I'm really much into comedy and everything. And then so I made it my own, and it turned out a comedy. It wasn't really planned to, but it just turned out that way. That was what came into my head, and I made it that way. And I took it to him, and after like 1 or 2, 3 days, and he told me, this shouldn't be like in your first project. This shouldn't be like this. This shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be a comedy. It shouldn't be this.
Just because it's comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's a comedy.
Just because it had so much
that's an
humor.
opinion. It's not what's like bad about what's happening. They're giving their opinion. They're not giving advice. You
Exactly.
get me?
That's the issue.
That's
but
an opinion.
Yeah,
That's
here's
not
the thing.
advice. It's not like they told me or told you you should do that here and do this here. The actors should do that. They only gave their opinion. And what mentors do, they give you advice to get better in the future.
With all due respect to that bit, honestly, in universities they can give opinion more than giving the advice.
But
When
you
I was
pay for it.
Yeah, but the thing is like, which is true, we do pay for it.
We do pay for it.
Hold on. A metric butt ton.
When I was
Per
doing,
semester. No, literally, it's almost a metric butt
You
ton,
pay
depending
for
on
a
university.
mentor.
like for
And
example,
you get treated like a terminal student.
That's the thing that I was about to tell. When I was in technical school, I was doing fine arts. I had I did 3 years of that, and I had a painting course, coloring and all that, mixing and all of that. So the thing is that I had a specific technique that my teachers always graded high, and I work in abstract styles as my teachers work more on the realistic side. Which once I asked them, how do you grade that? You like that? Why aren't you grading me based on the technique you like using? And what she said is that I have to treat you just. I don't understand the style. I can't get you do it perfectly. and it's not something I like, but I will judge it based on how good you're executing the style. That's why I cannot give you a failing grade because I do not understand the style.
Like if they have another style, it's their style.
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of styles. You judge it on the level of your artwork. That's what's wrong.
I don't think art should be graded.
It's not in school. It should. In
In
school.
school, yeah, depending
Yeah.
on the technical aspect, not the idea.
Look, you
It's
want to
the
grade
way
it,
you
just
apply
don't-
your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you
Like some
apply
people
your
will
idea should be
see
graded.
George's film like a masterpiece. Some people will think it's like there's no one grade.
Exactly. But it's the way he applies his story. Whether it's the
Like-
technical aspect, the directing, that's what he should be graded on. Now, something which is quite hypocritical from the jury. Most films that contained nudity during that jury
Exactly.
shot high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His film contained nudity.
93 and above.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
Over
film
100.
contained nudity.
Actually,
by the way.
that scene, I gambled and I said, well, let's see what happened. I tested that. Like, I want to see if I put some nudity in my film, what would happen. And it actually, it was good. It was good.
No, I'm glad to hear that. And I always now I can't judge the entire idea of what Anthony just said about all the films that had nudity within them that shot high with the scores. Mostly because like I didn't see it. I can't really say what it had.
They were terrible.
Well, there's that. But I do trust your opinion.
Yeah.
But there's also that idea of, in my opinion, this is personal, by the way. Nudity, when it comes to films, it has to have its time and its place,
Exactly.
and it has to have a certain meaning behind it. If you're trying to make it artistic, well, you can't just. Yeah, basically. But if you want to make it comedic, if you want to do it like that, and I'm not saying that you should
Or shouldn't.
or shouldn't.
Actually, if you watch Hitchcock Psycho,
Yes.
it's like the nudity in the shower.
The P is
And
silent.
even the cuts are perfectly like you think you saw a nude girl. You think you only see the knife strike once,
Yeah.
but you think that you saw everything, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how nudity should.
Should be
There's a
approached.
lot of side for it,
Exactly.
but you need to make it so people would think that I saw nudity, but I didn't,
Yes.
and that's not what happened in short film.
In a way, like we're going to cinemas and we're going to watch a movie because we want to just forget our modern day activities. Like, and if I'm going to the cinema to watch something that reminds me of myself, for me to go back home and weep for 30 hours, or that reminds me of the experiences I live in this country. Like, I haven't seen the recent movie for Nadine Labake. People have been telling me,
Me neither.
Go
me
watch
neither.
it.
I've
Yeah.
never
I haven't
saw
watched it yet.
Yeah.
people have been telling me, go watch it. It's great. It depicts our current situation, our past situation, and it's everything I don't want to watch right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how much يعني in Ziad Rahmani there is something he says it اللي هي ما دامنا كلنا اخوه لشو بدك تضلك تعيدها.
Exactly.
So ما دامنا we're getting that hard, why do you want to keep on telling us? She's a great director and everything. I don't like her
Approach.
script at
Yeah.
all. I don't like them at all. It's because it's trying too hard to
Sympathy.
go within like sympathize, like like you're saying, I don't know, why should we try so hard for letting everything blend together, Muslims and Christians, Lebanese and Syrians, all of that? Like, it's not a wrong thing. We all live in the same situation.
Multiculturalism.
Actually,
Look, it's not a wrong thing to have multiple cultures together. Is not completely a wrong thing. If it's forced, it's really wrong.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and we're forcing our cinema
Things
to even
happen
be-
naturally.
Yeah, like the problem is especially the viewers. They're gonna go watch the film. They're gonna
That's
go
the
like
main problem.
Yeah.
The people. The
they're gonna
people
go
who
watch the film.
watch the film, the Lebanese series, everything. It's the people, not the people who are actually in the film domain. Because
Yeah.
we change when people change. If the people start liking subjects that are more important, the film industry will change. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is this is a prejudiced generation. The generation right before us. It is a prejudiced generation. It will not heal unless it's dead.
They
And
love
I'm sorry I said that,
drama.
but
They
that's
love
the
drama.
only that's the only solution. Unless the entire generation is gone, nobody's safe. We have 18-year-olds still holding up flags.
Political flags that.
Until my dad knows how to use a cell phone, the generation won't make it.
Okay.
Yeah, but they enjoy these kinds of things. Like my mom really enjoyed Kafar Nahum. Many people from the same generation loved Kafar Nahum.
My parents loved it.
Yeah, and my parents and your parents are both baby boomers.
Maybe we love
Yeah.
it. Maybe we love it. We haven't watched it yet. But it's the subject.
The cinema
The
that we
subject.
are we watch at university and the movement that we know, like it's a guide to tell us that Kafar Nahum gets what's the level of that film. Like when you watch Italian neo-realism films, when you watch German
French
expression-
Impressionism. Too.
French, like you get an idea what should that film be like, and we can judge it. Our parents cannot judge it because they haven't watched any cinema with Lebanese cinema. So they can't judge it like we do, or foreigners. Like foreigners can judge Kafar Nahum. That's why IMDb IMDb had like a 7.6 rating on the film because they judge it considering other films. So that's
I'm curious to know what Lebanese films do you guys like?
Lebanese.
I liked. Now, even though it's a cheap comedy film, I liked Cash Flow. It was different.
Didn't watch it.
It was
I
different.
did. The
one thing-
comedy was not bad.
Cheap
but,
comedy, but still fine. It's relatively different from what we
Did
see.
you guys watch a very big shot?
This is what I was
Film
going to
Kbir.
talk about actually. Film Ktir Kbir.
Haven't watched it.
I extremely
Never.
enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I extremely enjoyed it, except for the ending, which was just, I feel like it was a
We
bit-
have a problem with endings.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
happy endings.
They have great ideas, and then the ending just.
It
Butchers.
felt like it just died.
Yeah,
It felt like
get it.
the writer just got a bit tired. However, I did love the film for many reasons, other than the fact that it was a fantastic story and it was original as an original story. But I just love the fact that it was different. I
What
just love the
about-
fact that there is no other film like this in the entirety of Lebanese history.
Yeah.
The fact that they just said so many cuss words on screen and it was in cinemas. This was in cinemas. This was on the big screen. This was on everything. Everyone watched it. There was a buzz about it on the street. And the entire fact that there was a buzz about it on the street literally boosted the marketing thousands of times. And got it a lot of places.
Actually, what I really want to say concerning that and Kfar Nahum, we know we haven't watched the film, so this is in case anyone eventually shared this video. We know we didn't watch the film,
Why not?
but and we'd like to say whatever we commented right now, we'd be more than happy to take that back once we watch it, once we know
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
But this is like a first impression kind of opinion, and this is what we want to do. This is the whole case of this podcast. This is how we even worked on Georges' film. This is why I'd like to ask if Georges has anything that he'd like to say to new film directors in school universities, people who are interested in that. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's never done a film, and what he or her can avoid before going through that really big step?
Okay, for the new students, film students, my advice is be good at technical stuff. Like the storytelling comes with you because we are all storytellers. But in order for a larger audience to like the film, it should be like aesthetically better. If it's shot poorly, no one will watch it. If it has a good story but shot poorly, no one will watch it. If it's aesthetically the right frame, it could be bad framing, but it could be beautiful bad framing. So give it a try. Be good at framing and see what goes on. That's my. That's everything I have to say.
Like, do you mean that it should be the cinematography should be almost perfect for a film to be good?
No, I'm saying that
addressing
everyone
one of the
there's like a
problems.
format for films. If
I'm talking about shooting the film.
If I saw like a video shot by a phone poorly and stuff, I'll say that's shot by a phone. I will not watch it.
What if the story is really good?
If you can't hear it.
No, I'm not talking about the sound. I'm talking about the filming
If the story is really good, so then there's
and the acting.
kids there's something he can do about the framing and the quality of this movie.
Like, I've seen many films that were shot on phones and on like cams, but the acting is like unbelievably good. And
Give me give me a name of a film like that.
like the Dogma movement.
The Dogma movement has the right framing, the right colors. You
It's
know
not.
that it's done like for
It's actually
trained
not.
eye. For a trained eye, I know that they're professionals.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's good about
That-
them.
Yeah.
You
that's
know
true.
they know about framing because if he doesn't know about framing, he would shoot the ground and stuff. But he knows what he's shooting. The Dogma.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be smooth
I'm
with
not
the
saying
best
it has to be
cams.
smooth. I'm not saying
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm trying
quality
to
is
understand.
It has to be
HD.
at least self-aware.
It's self-aware. That's
You have
what.
to know how to breathe with your camera.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it
And
is.
that's technical.
Yeah,
That's not like.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Are we wrap up?
Yep.
Is there anything you guys want to say, George?
No, I said everything.
I have
Okay.
one last thing concerning because of the actress.
Yeah.
Whomever you're getting as an actor or actress, prepare a very beautiful contract which they would sign, or else you.
Exactly. Oh
So
yeah.
keep both ends really well protected. And I guess that's a wrap.
All right.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you,
That's
ladies and gentlemen,
the-
for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you wish. Yeah, and you know what? Hit the bell button for getting notifications.
If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, just press the like button.
You're gonna be clicking on imaginary buttons because we're firstly uploading this on Facebook, so we're not gonna have YouTube or shit.
Yeah. And these are C47s.
The C47 podcast, episode 2.
Thank you for watching the C47 podcast. We will see you all soon.